and action. I love that. Hi there, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's another beautiful, stunning, gorgeous day here at the Rythmia Life Advancement Center. I'm Kim Stanwood, Terranova, and here is Hank to be with us today from New York. I'm so grateful he said yes. He's had an amazing week all week long here at Rythmia, but I'm going to let him tell you about it because he has much more of a descriptive of it that I could even touch. So buckle up and get ready for this one because it's super good, and we're happy you're joining us today. Say hello to everybody.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
How are you?
I see you.
How are you doing?
Great. Still processing. It's a journey. Just started.
Yeah.
You know, I just got that gift of restarting.
Yeah.
Today I'm still in full, relaxing here. I have had a massage before this, actually. That was amazing.
Love that.
Then breathwork tonight, which I can't wait to see what comes through, what comes out. And now that we got so many lessons that now I want to make this tool structured so I can remember to use it. There's so
and
many.
When you say this tool, you mean you.
This tool, me. Yeah.
That was really well said. So as many of you know, I speak about that we have 4 nights of ayahuasca ceremony, 3 nights of breath work, transformational breath work. It's brilliant, and it's intentional that it goes that way. So explain the difference from your first night of breath work before you went into ceremony and then the end of the night breath work. What did you notice about yourself?
First night of breath work was, where am I? I was in a new place. I had fear. I was in my head about what to expect of ayahuasca, and things you see and hear make it even more scary.
Yeah.
The purging and things, you're like, I'm not going to be strong enough to do this, and how do I deal? So I felt like I came in with too many voices in my head. The first night was a great cry because they took us at one point to the happiest moment of our life, and for me that was my wedding day with my husband, and I could see him, and then I moved into the first day we met, and I remember I could see clearly his eyes and what that felt like to be in love again in that first vulnerable moment.
Yes.
And then it turned to, like, I forget where she went, but I went sad, and she went darker or deeper. She went deeper, not darker. She went deeper. That was the wrong word. Yeah. And the deepness then, made me just like start to open it up.
Sure. And wait, was that all in breath work?
That was just my first hour. First class.
Yeah,
that much happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then you still had your 4 nights, and then back.
4.
So what was breath work last night? We'll come back in between.
Yeah.
But what was the difference?
Breath work is where my miracle was placed. Last night's breath work, the week had taught me so many things. Like one of the gifts you gave me was, I kept saying in my brain when I was experiencing ayahuasca and fighting things, my brain could be like, stop, stop. And one of the lessons you gave me was to say to yourself, like, I need a moment. Please, is it okay if I take a moment? I need a moment.
Yeah.
And just that lesson in life going forward, I just need a moment. I need to just breathe. And when I feel like because if not, you feel like you're almost like suffocating.
Yes.
And the stop is coming. That word to me now means like, you're not welcome. And it doesn't even give the chance to see what could be welcomed.
Good job.
But you just need to be in that place to get there.
And that give me a moment is that powerful pause. Like, can we just give ourselves space to pause for you to honor a lot's happening? Just give me a second to process it. That's going to change your life when you go home.
Everywhere. My business, I run super hyper and happy. So sometimes,
I like that. Hyper and happy. Because I go fast, but I think I'm going to take that one. Can I use that?
Yes.
I run hyper and happy.
I run
fire
hyper and happy. And so that's a nice, like, just like one of the shamans, one night I was like, my hands were going wild. I won't explain the experience, but something was happening. And the shaman said to me, which this lesson will stick with me the rest of my life, just like, calm and take away fear. Calm and take away fear. Because sometimes when you're going so fast, I was trying to to work and do something to fix it versus just calm down. It's going to fix itself once you just breathe, the big word.
Yes.
Breathe.
Beautiful.
Oxygen is your own medicine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So last night in breath work, when it was your miracle, what did you catch that was your miracle last night?
It is self-love. It's a deeper love. It is forgiveness of everything that people expected and put in you and on you. It's, for me, there was been moments where I've had to hide from situations that bad things were happening. And so just kind of coming to peace with stuff, I would say. And then John, one of the teachers here, John Jacobs says, like, when a water bottle tips over, it's a miracle. And so when I had my, this is it, my leg hit the water bottle, it tipped over. And I heard him go,
oh, I love that. We have to tell him that. That's beautiful.
I heard him shout in my head, like, you did it!
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
beautiful.
it was the check mark of it's confirmed. And then the last song of Breathwork was this beautiful movie montage of my whole life and when I was the most happy. And I saw from childhood to right before I came of just like huge successful things I've done. And I gave myself the reward to be like, you did that. And it's like I wasn't seeing what I'd done.
It's a huge acknowledgement moment.
Yeah, it was just like all the achievements that I wasn't even recognizing I had done.
And isn't it crazy that in life we could move so fast that even though you've achieved so much, that because you weren't pausing to see it, to let it sink in, we just keep moving faster instead of just really being about, just let me give myself a moment, not an egoic moment, a moment to reflect and acknowledge myself.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not, you can't do like the ego, like I did that, kind of thing. It's more like just living that, like, oh my God, I did that.
Yeah. Grateful.
It's way different. Grateful. That's it. So that's what I'm trying to say. You're just super grateful. It's a way different thing than you did such a good job.
Correct. Yeah, it's a difference.
Or checking it off.
What else this week did you feel like really changed you? Talk to us about the moments that you.
I'm really curious about the food and how much that's changed me.
I love the way you said that. I'm curious about.
I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm gonna explore this when I go home because I do have bad eating habits, and just being in the US, there's so many processed items that are just, I mean, it's so expensive to eat healthy. It really is. There's just, and especially in New York City, when I go to the health store, I walk out for the bigger bill that I would go to the regular grocery. With the regular grocery, that stuff, it's in cans and bags, and so that I want to definitely play with.
Beautiful.
I feel like right now I'm so hyper. I wish I could answer to what it is, but I think it's everything because everything's going right now. But
yes,
I want to try the food.
Perfect food, and specifically at Rythmia.
Mm-hmm.
What did you love? Did you appreciate the flow? Because some people know we've got a schedule here. How did you feel about our schedule?
Well, the schedule is packed. The schedule is packed, and the sleep is minimal, and you can do it. I didn't believe the first night. I was like, oh my Lord, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And the tired did come in, and then you just have to accept it. And when you can, just like listen and take that nap. But also, like, that nap is 30 minutes, then you're fine again. But then I packed my schedule more. I've done 3 massages
since you've been here.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I did a massage the first day before I went to the first service, just to kind of like relax my body.
Smart.
After Wednesday, I set a gut massage because I don't know why. And then on Tuesday, I unloaded a major package that having a gut massage felt so good.
So
Thursday.
So just to give everyone a little bit of context without reaching, when you say I release something big.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm hearing you right, is the gut massage prior to an evening ceremony assisted you with something that had to be released that was inside of you for years? Yeah,
it loosened and moved because, say you process something,
sure,
you're just shifting it. It needs to get out.
Perfect. This is so important to catch, is that the journey here at Rythmia is that we have a very succinct plan to this helps you get there and this helps you get there, so that you're constantly going through this process of opening. Would you say that would be true?
Yeah.
Great.
Constantly.
So I love that your massage affects ceremony. Your ceremony added to your breath work.
So that was Wednesday, and then Thursday I'd set up the colonic, which Wednesday each night got bigger. With each night grew. It's not like I thought I reached a miracle on night 1. I reached a miracle that I had a beautiful service. That was the first miracle I reached. Because in that first night, you're learning so much about who you are and you're feeling things. I felt like I saw the little boy. I was a little boy, and I loved it. And I was like, I'm there. And it wasn't fully. Each time I do it, something else comes. So there is the opportunity for more and coming back. Because I'm definitely not ready right now.
Right.
My body's like, it needs a little break. And I need to take these lessons and master them. And once I feel like I don't have enough information of something to work on for myself, that's like a time to come back.
Brilliant. So you will come back and see us.
I will come back because, I mean, if you're here, I'm here.
I'm going to be here. So that means we've got a date.
We're good.
Perfect.
Yeah, set the date. We'll figure it out.
The good news of what you just said is that we grow, we learn things. It's like I'll say lots of times to everyone, you're having an evolutionary jump here. So you grow, you let go. And all of a sudden you see things differently. You understand yourself in a new way. You've released old wounds. And so then you get to go home, stabilize, be part of the integration program that we offer, and stabilize. And when you are ready and are feel pulled, I'm ready to grow some more. That's when people come back to say, okay, now I'm ready for the next level of my growth. If we had all surrendered to know we're growing forever, we're not done.
Yeah. Well, when you put it this way, there's so much happiness always, to come, but then there's so much work that comes with every day in life. Sure. I'm trying to phrase this correctly. It's coming to me, but it's not fully clear. But the point of coming back, as I'm saying, is that life's going to keep doing things. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's a tragedy that could be in the future. Maybe there's a big celebration, or maybe there's just things I need to figure out. There's a message I'm looking for, an answer I need. That's how I could see it being possible for me.
Good. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think that the changes that you've been through this week are going to change situations in your life, work, relationship, time?
Everything.
Talk to us about that.
Everything.
In what way? What way is it going to change?
Like this, for example, is a great example. I started my business 7 years ago, worked out of my house. We're in New York City, so it's a 1-bedroom, very limited space, an apartment. My husband and I, when we moved in together, that business was going, and we put a desk in our living room. That desk needs to go now. Because I have a workspace I am in now with the team, and I need to shift my home to be my nest.
Beautiful.
That's clean and clear of that energy. So I was like, if we take this and we're still talking about it, my husband and I was like, if we take away the desk, we could put a dinner table because we eat off our coffee table because it's so small apartment. Sure. So now we get to look each other in the eye and have dinner conversations like we used to at his last apartment, but we don't have the space for that because there's a desk and that's eating up a part of our relationship. So now I get more time with him in a healthier manner when I'm home.
Just the way you say that.
Yeah, and I should be. When I'm home, I should be home.
Yes.
I shouldn't be working or, having to do that, but I had to do that at that time.
Beautiful. So, and then how's it going to, anything you caught here, going to shift in your relationships with the people you work with?
People I work with, well, I had so many consultants and work on just so many beautiful visions. I now know how to place certain people. I now know what kind of people I'm missing. I know what I need to release and how to do that.
You caught that in ceremony.
One night was full, amazingness. And I learned, the business I did 7 years myself, it's just reached 8 years on its own. I've had an employee for a whole year. But now I'm ready. That was like a training wheel for more employees now.
Yes.
And the only way I can do that is if I teach them.
Yes.
Now the word power came to mind. And there's a lot of people who use power bad, and I don't want to be a boss boss is a bad word for me too. Like power boss, those are too masculine and strong for me.
How about you're empowering your team?
That's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to be somebody who's just giving the gift of here's what I know you have it in you, and when you do that, this whole business is going to grow, and I want you to be a huge part of that growth with that business.
Yes,
because now you're invested in this. You're given equity.
Yes.
So I will reward you with that.
Beautiful.
Not just I'm going to give you a raise because you're doing a good job. It's not. Right. It's going to be way more of a spiritual energy in the business.
Okay, that was such a great sentence. I love that. Way more of a spiritual energy in the business.
Yeah.
We forget at times that there isn't any difference between personal life or business life, that it's all spiritual activity.
It's all everything. And now it's my work's going to be spiritual.
Yes.
My home's going to be spiritual.
Lovely.
My practices will be way changed.
Talk to me about that. Your practices. What do you think about practicing differently?
Yoga. I went to school for music theater, so I was taking ballet, tap, jazz. I started gymnastics at 15 because I knew I had so much energy. I needed to do a flip, and I okay,
that was great. I know I've got energy, so I need to just flip.
Yeah, and I actually did my first flip in 5 years. Thursday on the beach here. I have the video. It's proof. It's proven.
Oh my
42 years old, and I can still do a round off back handspring. I was like,
fabulous.
I need to get back into that. That was great.
Okay, I love that.
But that's the energy, and that makes me so hyper. So I got lost just now. Yeah,
That's
sorry.
okay. So like, so now I'm on your
Yeah.
flip.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We both got
We're
lost.
both on the
What were we
flip.
talking about?
Bringing it
We're talking
into
about
business practices.
practices.
Thank you,
Okay.
Spirit.
Thank you,
We
Spirit.
just have to ask. We just have
So
to ask.
embarrassing. We're so connected that
Hold
we
on.
just like left.
This was
We left the planet
perfect.
just there. We just left the planet.
Okay, we've landed again.
We're back here. We're back
But
with you.
here's a perfect example of practice.
Yeah.
What just happened is we're having a conversation. It goes into some blissful moment that you're telling me something. I go there with you, but we practice, take a breath, ask, and listen. Those are 3 practices we did when we came back to center. I'm sorry, I can
We're
never
good.
miss these moments.
We're back.
Practices. Okay, back.
So yoga, I didn't connect with yoga. I know it's like, I thought of it as, a healthy way just to move.
Mhm.
During my biggest purge evening of getting a demon, I will call it, for me, out of my body, I knew where I found, it was in my sacred chakra. I found that's where the ball was of, tension.
Mhm.
And my body started going into these positions of yoga that to try and push, because I knew I had to like stretch my body
Mhm.
to get this thing to move through my gut. And
Mhm.
whether it was, maybe it was a parasite, maybe it was, I don't know what it was.
Right.
Could be whatever was in there.
Mhm.
And my whole body was trying to get through this experience, and the yoga really helped. But then in yoga, now that my chakras are clean, and I actually, I could feel out of my third eye, which I never, that was like a big gift on Tuesday that opened up that portal. And my sacred chakra, now that's opened. And so yoga, when I did the next day, I could feel them, and I could work through them while doing the poses. So it changed yoga for me.
Beautiful.
And I'm like, and now I see why, I see why all these poses are happening. Because I see what the
Yes.
ancestors were teaching us.
Isn't that interesting that each day then you get a little more, another piece of information
A
like,
little bit
oh, I
each day.
did that years ago for this moment.
But keep it, put it in paper.
Talk about that.
Put it in paper, because if you don't, there's like miracle messages that come, and then.
Oh, that was so good. So this is very important. I'm a journaler, a huge journaler. It was the last thing I grabbed going out of that fire that night was all my journals, because I'm the same. You just said it. You put the miracle. How did you just say that? Miracle on paper. You just said.
You put your miracle on paper. Yeah.
So the second you write things down, what's happening is we release any thinking of carrying it in our brain and allow it to process through us. So we don't carry the upset as much. If we write down something, I'm so upset about this. I've got to get it out of me. We celebrations, acknowledgments, write them down. And then what happens is we have more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And when the next miracle comes, you just got them stacked up there instead of forgetting. Wait a minute, what did I catch yesterday? Oh yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, it'll go away.
Brilliant. So
here's a good one. I'll give you one.
Please do.
So one of the nights I saw the word wealth. Wealth comes to mind. It's finance, it's money, it sticks in that category.
Mm-hmm.
For me now, wealth is completely different. It's a wonderful empowerment after the heart work. So now that I've done my heart work,
yes,
I'm going to have wonderful empowerment.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. I love that.
And that happened, and I ran back to my bed, and it's so dark in there, and you have one eye open. And
don't tell me you got that down.
Oh yeah, this pretty one's not it.
Oh yeah,
it's like
my journal in the midst of ceremony looks like, what was that I
There's
wrote
pages
down?
that you're like,
Perfect.
yeah, you can't even. I know what they are now, but I had to go.
Yeah, I honor you for even trying to do that.
I did a lot. I was doing it on my bed. I'd have to go outside sometimes. I found a great secret place to journal.
Okay.
Great
secret place.
I asked for a second pillow and blanket.
Yes.
And I put it where the water is by the bathrooms.
Yes.
I put it in front of that table, and it has the light there. So I can put my journal on the
okay,
table.
you just got a tip for when you're here.
You kneel.
Yeah.
I was kneeling like I was praying at an altar
Understood.
almost. And I could clearly see the page, and I could write very clear.
Okay.
It's a great place.
I'm going to use that next time.
That's a great place to just kind of.
I just gave you lots of tips.
I just gave you a desk.
You just gave us a desk in the middle of the Maloka.
Yeah, there's a desk in the Maloka.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you've been here.
I'm so grateful. I'm forever grateful.
So much. What would you say to someone who is on the fence thinking, I think I'm supposed to go to Rythmia, but I'm not quite sure? What would you say to them?
I'll give the story I had. So I was told to go by somebody who's going to gift, and I had listened to them and their story. Part of me, you're listening, and my heart was open to wanting to hear their experience. And of course, you're thinking like, that's crazy, no way, But it's someone who's so close to me that I have such love for and friendship that I knew it was real, and I knew it happened, and I saw the difference.
Wow.
And I said, well, I just need some more time for me. Let me just sit with it. I already was doing the lesson that I was doing. I was already doing it.
Love that.
And I have some cleaning to do. So I'm a Gemini, and for me, it's like I'll clean my house before a maid shows up. I do.
Okay, got it.
I need to be like a certain amount of clean.
My mother does that.
Before,
Yeah.
That way she can clean under the bed because
Understood.
I've cleaned somewhere else. I don't want her. It's like me directing her at like the energy.
Understood.
Yeah. So I need to do that for myself, and I did. I needed time to just like get myself prepared, make sure my business was in a place I could walk away for a week because we're employees, only two of us running it. And actually, she's on vacation the same time too. I scheduled both of us. So I was like, we're just putting up this notice, and we're gonna ask forgiveness. Ask forgiveness to give us a moment of quiet time, because all we do is answer you within 5 minutes every day.
Yeah.
And that's so. I guess the messaging I'm trying to say is the answer is do it your way. Do what your body's telling you. Do the research that you need to. And if you start to get scared by the research, maybe you're watching the wrong video. Maybe you should be watching more of a spiritual video on what the spiritual result is versus what the purging is, because you can get lost in the purging, and that piece can just like cut it off for you.
Yeah.
Or the drunkenness of the medicine could be like, or the beds are so close to each other. How am I going to deal? Things like that could.
All those things that now we know are small stuff that don't matter.
The
insights are bigger than those little details. So
like the pain is worth it.
Yeah, the pain is worth it. The transformation is worth it.
They're worth it. 100%. 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we are just wanting you to know the brilliance of Rythmia, welcoming you here. As Hank said, there's so many different intricacies of all of it that you catch a miracle here. Some people catch it on the last day. Some people catch it on the first day. But miracles are an overflow. So I welcome you to come find yours. And we're very grateful you joined us today.
Make sure you find her when you get here.
You will find me.
But there's like, everyone is a Kim here. Like everyone is as fabulous as Kim here. There's not one person that doesn't belong in this home.
That's exactly right. We have a team of people that are welcoming you in here to support you. And thank you.
And love to the chakras. without them, we wouldn't be here.
That's true.
So
have a brilliant day, and we'll see you at Rythmia soon. Ciao.
Thank you.
And we are off. Ciao.